Hey friends, this is the movie Mr. K. A wandering magician checks into an old hotel for the night, only to realize the next day that escaping this mysterious place is flat out impossible. The film kicks off with our illusionist Mr. K performing on stage, but the cabaret crowd is more into their food, drinks, and chit-chat than his magic tricks, which clearly bums the guy out. Next scene, he's trudging down a road with his belongings, heading to a creepy old hotel tucked away in the middle of nowhere. At the front desk, he's greeted not just by a half-blind receptionist, but also her dog, who might be half-blind too. Mr. K asks about the cafe where he's supposed to perform, but the lady insists on sorting out his check-in first. The receptionist leads him to his room, rattling off rules along the way. No parties, no banging on walls. This is a respectable establishment, she says. But as they wander through identical corridors with nauseatingly green, peeling wallpaper, Mr. K starts to doubt that claim. He spots a kid, maybe a boy, maybe a girl, who knows, and casually pulls off a butterfly trick. Key in hand, he steps into his room. The windows look out onto more windows. Then Mr. K notices a pair of legs sticking out from under the bed. Compliments of the management, perhaps? The legs belong to some old guy. Realizing he's lost this round of hide-and-seek, the old man gets up and shuffles off. With a stroke of deductive genius, Mr. K checks the wardrobe and finds a maid hiding inside. She sheepishly follows the old guy out, chatting with him in the hallway. Left alone, the illusionist unpacks his battered suitcase to change for bed. Morning comes, and he's ready to ditch this so-called hospitality. But not before he has a little fun scaring the maid with a childish prank. Finding the exit, though, is a problem. The identical corridors lead to dead ends. To top it off, the pipes, and then the walls, start shaking like teen girls at a K-pop concert. To justify that musical jab, the lights start flickering, and tiny doors in the walls pop open, spilling out an entire orchestra. Fearing this might be mobile karaoke, and knowing he can't sing, Mr. K bolts. His escape lands him in a nook with a staircase leading up. He hides in a room with two old ladies while the orchestra marches by. Their music knocks him out cold. When he comes to, he sees the room's owners, Ruth and Sarah, puffing on cigarettes. Ruth, cackling, recounts how they chopped off the head of the French monarch in the portrait hanging on the wall. Learning he's a magician, the sisters beg for a trick. Specifically, they want to see someone sawed in half. Brushing them off with an "I gotta go," Mr. K tries to find the exit. But the sisters can't help. They haven't left the hotel in years because the stairs are too much for them. Plus, they say everything they need is right here. Mr. K checks a map in the hallway, but it's no help. As he leaves, he overhears the sisters whispering that he needs assistance. Sarah, who fancies herself a clairvoyant, is sure of it. On his way out, Mr. K performs a flower trick and hands it to the ladies. Next, he spots some kids running around. While he's distracted by a woman slipping from door to door, the kids swipe his suitcase. The door they hide behind leads to a closet. Empty. Then the orchestra rounds the corner, and waiters appear behind him. The food runners duck into the closet, and Mr. K follows. Inside, there's a second door leading to another room, where a whole theater troupe is camped out. The room's host, Gabby, notices the newbie and drags him to the table to meet her inner circle. While Gabby searches for the kids with his suitcase at his request, the group tries to force-feed Mr. K despite his protests. When Gabby returns, she launches into a lecture about art, then asks everyone to clear out. She's ready for a bath. Mr. K gets swept into the hallway with the crowd, where chaos and a touch of madness reign. In the commotion, a hefty woman, Melinda, mistakes him for a waiter and hands him a tray. Along with the other servers, he's funneled down to the kitchen, a buzzing assembly line of food prep. Noticing Mr. K's lack of an apron, Melinda quickly hooks him up with one and sticks him on egg sorting duty. Anton, the guy across from him, says Melinda, daughter of the head chef, clearly likes him, giving him such a prime spot. Mr. K's protests that he's just a lost guest fall on deaf ears, so he leans into his skills, juggling eggs like a pro, but it backfires. Melinda, impressed by his egg-rolling charm, orders him to show up for work on time tomorrow. After his shift, Mr. K joins his new co-workers in a shared dorm where they celebrate the end of the day. Waking up the next morning, Mr. K finds himself in someone else's shirt instead of his sharp suit. Anton helps him score some pants by swiping them off a sleeping colleague. Thus begins the great clothing swap of the hotel. In the kitchen, while Anton chows down on breakfast, Mr. K hears the pipes clanging and decides to track down management to complain about his missing luggage and clothes. But first, he stumbles on Melinda hiding in a storeroom, ready to show her affections up close. After a flour-dusted fling, the head chef gives Mr. K a lecture on the philosophical depth of the humble egg. The chef's spent 35 years studying this king of ingredients and now wants to pass his wisdom to Mr. K. He's handed a stack of egg-related books, which he lugs to the dorm to tell Anton about. Anton, eyeing a promotion, grabs one to study. Just then, the pipes groan again under the building. The noise pulls Mr. K to hunt for its source, but he only finds a bathroom. The second he locks the door, someone starts pounding on it. Then, at the bottom, a chunk of the door gets kicked in and hands reach out, itching to grab him. He blurts out that he's not who they're after. He's nobody. The hands vanish. Mr. K spends the night in the bathroom, where Anton finds him in the morning. Feeling rough, he notices "The Liberator" scrawled on the wall by some vandals. Back at work, Mr. K learns Anton's been stuck here for 7 years and can't recall the last time he saw the outside. Mr. K spots the receptionist's dog underfoot, then sees her. He chases after her but comes up empty. He heads to the chef to quit and asks him to pass the message to management. Instead, the chef promotes him from egg sorter to whisker. On his knees, he begs Mr. K to stay, claiming he has big hopes for him and urging him to trust him. In the dining hall, as they plop a chef's hat on Mr. K, Anton glares at the newbie's rapid rise. That evening, Mr. K tries to talk to his new pal, but Anton shuts him down, convinced he's climbing the ladder over everyone else. Back in his room, Mr. K hears the pipes screeching. He strings a rope across the walls at night, and by morning, it's sagging. The room's gotten smaller. Suspecting the hotel is shrinking, he tells Anton, who brushes it off as nonsense. But the kitchen's a mess. The shrinking space makes it hard for the cooks to move or work. Mr. K suggests to the chef that they send a team to find an exit and evacuate staff and guests before the building. Much like the ratings of Disney's Snow White plummets into the negative. Getting no support, he turns to the staff to rally them. Fed up with his antics, the chef orders the troublemaker chased out. Mr. K heads upstairs, where he finds the sisters. They've rearranged their room since the furniture no longer fits. Ruth tells him about an oracle supposedly living somewhere in the hotel. Finding a map in a drawer, Mr. K hears the pipes rumble, stirred by the orchestra's hallway march. The cooks in the kitchen join in, dancing in circles. The chaos even makes the walls shrink. When a window shatters from the noise, Mr. K peeks outside. A brick courtyard well looms, its window eyes suddenly erupting in fountains of glass shards. Hanging the map on the wall and adding a hand-drawn piece, Mr. K gears up for a hotel expedition. He marks his path with chalk, sketching the map in a notebook, with drawings updating the wall map. The map grows and grows, driving him to yell into the void of a window that he won't give up on finding a way out. On another trek, Mr. K bumps into the receptionist's dog. After licking a wall, it triggers a blackout. Flicking on a flashlight, he spots the old man who hid under his bed on day 1. The mysterious figure vanishes, only to reappear at the corridor's end. Ignoring questions, the old man keeps his distance until Mr. K bolts. Waking up in his room the next morning, Mr. K finds the old man asleep at his feet. All day, the guy trails him, watching him map the hotel. Since he stopped running, Mr. K feeds him food pilfered from the kitchen. Through a crack, he also sees a writhing, organic tentacle in the wall. Under the wallpaper lies a web of fleshy muscles that twitch at his touch. Trying to hack them apart sets the whole building shaking. As the receptionist mourns the hotel's wound, Mr. K returns to his room. Besides the old man, other stragglers have moved in. The weirdos watching him hunt for an exit multiply, trailing him through the living hotel's maze-like halls with cult-like devotion. Mr. K decides to use his followers, convincing them to help map the place. While climbing over debris, he spots the receptionist but falls and blacks out. Back in his room, he learns it's become a pilgrimage site for the hotel's oddballs. They've eaten all his food but haven't drawn a single map. Realizing he can't kick them out, Mr. K sets a rule. Bring your own food and don't touch his stuff. New guests barge in not just through the door, but even the broken window. Out of provisions, Mr. K heads to the kitchen. The floors not only shrunk, but sprouted moss. There, he runs into Anton, who offers him his job back if he stops stirring up trouble and acts like everything's normal. Deciding censorship isn't his thing, Mr. K returns to his room but can't get in. The sleeping guests have blocked the door. He crashes in the hallway and the hotel thoughtfully tucks him in with peeling wallpaper. A phone call wakes him. Someone's reached his room. But before he can answer, one of the guests finishes chatting with the receptionist and hangs up. Furious, Mr. K calls the guy an idiot since there's no other way to reach management. His outburst makes the guests turn on him, accusing him of giving them false hope. Before him, they lived quietly in this absurd world, never thinking about escape. Gathering his thoughts in the hallway, Mr. K sees a rabbit rustling near his moss-covered suitcase, probably looking for a hat to pop out of. Then, spotting the dog, he stumbles on people scrubbing off the chalk marks he left on the walls. Realizing the room's cult is sabotaging his escape, Mr. K loses it and drives them out with magic curse words, backed by broomstick swings. He gathers the scattered map scraps as objects start flying through the windows. Angry followers next door are venting their frustration. Lying on his mattress, he watches the ceiling light unscrew itself and dodges just before it crashes. Through the hole, the sister ladies peer down, offering coffee and a chat. Heading out to find the exit, Mr. K runs into an angry mob blocking the corridor. They chase him since there's not much else to do around here. Locked in a room, he gets advice. He doesn't have to leave through the same entrance he came in. Mocking the idea, Mr. K rummages through drawers and closets for another way out. To his shock, moving a wardrobe reveals a tunnel like a giant intestine, an organic something leading into the unknown, like alien staring into his soul. The sisters say he can check what's on the other side at his own risk. No one else is dumb enough to try. They won't join him. They're fine in the hotel. Mr. K crawls through the tunnel. He hits a membrane. Beyond it, a living, reactive organism pulses. Meanwhile, the other guests break down the door, see the tunnel, and go into a religious frenzy thinking it's the oracle's lair. The guests storm the tunnel, trampling the delicate flesh wrapping the hotel's walls, causing the oracle pain. The receptionist appears in the room to stop the madness. At that moment, Mr. K shoves the oracle out, severing the umbilical cord tying it to the hotel. The illusionist finds himself floating in darkness, where a Cthulhu-like baby oracle approaches. Wrapping him in tentacles, it pulls him toward the light, and that's where it all ends. So, after all these twisted corridors, bizarre characters, and endless absurdity, what's left for the viewer? Honestly, Mr. K felt like a chaotic mess to me. Sure, it's visually stunning, and Crispin Glover gives it his all, but this surreal maze with no clear answers or meaning just left me cold. The Kafkaesque vibe is cool, but when it's drowning in pointless absurdity, it gets exhausting. If you love movies that make you scratch your head and come up empty, maybe this is your jam. But I'm out. I'd rather have a story that makes some sense. What do you think?